If you've been searching for answers for your child's struggles and you're just exhausted from trying everything, occupational therapy, physical therapy, essential oils, sleep consultants, different pediatricians, different therapists, different diets, different supplements, different medications, and you're still not seeing the results you hoped for, but you keep going because you don't know what else to do, and you're starting to wonder if this is just your life now. This is for you. I'm Dr. Steve Lako with Lako Family Chiropractic. We are in Roswell, Georgia, and the moms who sit in my office are not lazy, and they're not uninformed, and they're not trying the bare minimum. They are the opposite. They are the ones who've done everything. They've reorganized their schedules, adjusted their budgets, changed their grocery carts, learned new language about IEPs and 504 plans, coordinated therapy calendars, and stayed up late researching because they refuse to give up on their child. And yet, despite all of that effort, something still doesn't fully make sense. What breaks my heart every single time is when a mom starts explaining her child's struggles, and you can see how long she's been carrying this. She explains the meltdowns, the transitions, the sleep issues, the constipation, the picky eating, the sensory overload, the constant movement, or the emotional crashes. She explains it calmly at first because she's said it so many times before, but then when we start connecting the dots and explaining what is actually happening underneath, when it finally makes physiological sense, that's when she tears up. Not because it's worse than she thought, but because for the first time, it actually makes sense. Here's what most people are not clearly explaining. Sensory struggles, emotional dysregulation, ADHD patterns, digestive issues, sleep resistance, these are not isolated problems. They're downstream effects. They're signals from a nervous system that's not regulating properly. And when the nervous system is stuck in a constant state of fight or flight, everything else gets harder. Focus becomes harder. Transitions become harder. Social engagement becomes harder. Digestion will slow down and sleep becomes lighter and more restless. The child looks too sensitive, too reactive, or too distracted. But what's really happening is the gas pedal in the nervous system is pressed down too hard and the brake's not engaging efficiently. And if no one explains that clearly, then what happens? We manage symptoms. We try another therapy, we try another strategy, try another supplement, and sometimes we see small improvements, which is encouraging and keeps us on that road, but the core system underneath is still dysregulated. That's why so many moms feel like they're constantly adjusting instead of actually solving something. They're doing everything right, but they're working against a nervous system that does not yet have the capacity to regulate efficiently. When nervous system regulation improves, the first things that shift are the basics, the things that keep us alive. We eat, poop, and sleep. I cannot tell you how often the first changes we see are deeper sleep, more consistent bowel movements, less extreme picky eating, and fewer sugar crashes. Those are not random improvements. This is the parasympathetic system, the brake, finally doing its job. And once that foundation stabilizes, eye contact improves, transitions shorten, meltdowns lose intensity, and strategies that never worked before start to work because now the child's system can actually respond instead of react. What frustrates me is not that other providers are trying. They're very smart people in pediatrics and therapy. What frustrates me is that too many families are never given a clear root cause explanation. If you walk into an appointment and ask, why is this happening in my child's body? And you don't receive a clear physiological answer, then you're left guessing. And guessing is exhausting. Guessing costs time. Guessing costs money. Guessing costs emotional energy. And when we're able to talk about developing neurology, time matters. The brain adapts to whatever environment it lives in. If it adapts to dysregulation for long enough, that becomes the new normal. I want you to hear something clearly. Your child is sensitive for a reason. They're not dramatic. They're not broken. Their nervous system is responding to stress in a way that makes sense given the load is under. And if you have felt deep down that there has been a reason for this, that this cannot just be random, you're right. There is a reason. In our office, we focus specifically on improving nervous system regulation. We're not chasing behaviors. We're not masking symptoms. We're working to improve communication between the brain and the body so the system can shift out of that constant fight or flight and access the rest and digest more consistently. When that happens, families often tell us something simple but powerful. It finally feels like their child's body is not fighting itself anymore. If you're watching this and you feel seen, if you're tired of managing and you want real answers about root cause, stop waiting. Go to our website, read about how we approach nervous system regulation, schedule a consult, ask your questions, but do not settle for continuing down a path that is not fully making sense to you. I'm Dr. Steve Lako with Lako Family Chiropractic. We are in Roswell, Georgia, and we see this every single day. If this is your child, there is a reason. Let's figure it out together.